Hello, hello, Gigaschatten here with the best of the best, Cram, Hordes of Fury, Part 2. We are in turn 20, so let's have a look. Still cloning, but we have two Falcons here. So I'm pretty sure he's going to exchange those Falcons for a D7. So let's see what will happen. He's also transferring some Molly to build higher class ships. And as I suspected, there we have it, GSA. He's going to hand over a D7 to the Rebel and in exchange get Falcons. Now, this is really, really harsh because a Klingon with Falcons can do so much more than with B200 probes. So, as I said in part 1, first of all, he is planet immune, so he's now hyper space capable and can perform 3 jumps. That's good for A, flying, anywhere he needs money. B, since he's planet immune, he can jump on enemy planet, and if there are no enemy colonists, he can pillage them. And C, after pillaging 1 or 2 turns, he just drops 120 clans, which with a factor of 15 to 1 in general, right? Fight, unless there are defense posts, then this ratio gets lowered. But then you have 120 times 15. That's like 1,260. Is that correct? Like as if he is dropping like, no, it is 1,800 clans. It is horrible, right? And what he can do is he can jump onto not so well defended planets, like on the corners, and then just pillage and drop them. Very easy. And once he has done that, he jumps back, takes another bunch of colonists, a little bit of fuel, and repeats. This is really a game changer. So if you are playing the Hordes of Fury, try please to get Falcons, or, he also, has some B200s, but it's so good. Also, there's a little ship, which is I don't know what it's called. Let us check. If we go to a star base and pretend we are going to build a ship here, it's this little ship, which I mean, it's the small transport. Usually, no one builds this ship, really, ever. No one. But, as a Hordes of Fury, I guarantee you can build this ship. Reason? Very cheap, no uranium, no titanium, like 20 molly, sorry, and it costs 25 mega credits. It has a mass of 30. I think that's the same like a neutronic fuel carrier, is it? Or does the neutronic fuel carrier have 10? No, he has 10. Okay, but look at this. Mineral-wise, this thing costs even more than the small transport. The thing is, it has 1 engine and it has beam weapons. So you can, again, same thing. If you have a base and it's low on money and low on minerals, build a bunch of these, fly around, pillage, and then you can also fly back home and the money. So really, really good. Okay. All right. So he found himself the Birdman. He's still looking for the home world. And I told you where the home world is. It is here, because all the ships have flown directly radial from this one planet, and that's usually a home world. So let's see what he will do. Just continuing his pace here. And as I said, he has an agreement with the cyborg, which is interesting. So he's going to probably get handed over a Firecloud and then clone the shit out of it, right? All right, so let's quickly go through the 24 ships here. And yeah, as you can see, Birdman is now the enemy. With the cyborg, he got a peace agreement. And yeah, he's just now sending his ill winds back. The reason, by the way, why he stopped to attack the cyborg, twofold. Number one, he saw the minefields, and his ships weren't equipped with adequate beam weapons, because, he was like the anti-Fexer guy, where Fexer kind of just found natives all over the places, regardless where he looked, like tens millions of natives with high government. This guy was Mr. Rock, as you can see. Okay, here. everything is a rock. There are almost no natives, and if you have them, they were like tribal, below 2 million, horrible. Therefore, he couldn't fit his ships with disruptors or something, because 10 disruptors sweep 1,440 mines, and these are like 5,600. 2 of these with disruptors in 2 turns, this minefield is gone, right? But with X-rays, as you can see, 160, it takes like ages. Okay, 10, 20, 40 turns. Yeah, and that's why he said, come on, let's have peace. And the cyborg agreed, obviously. And yeah. And here, as you can see, you always beam down one clan to an amorph planet. Before the clan gets eaten from the amorphs, you pillage the planet, and then you kill off the amorphs and then beam up money. So that's a very, very nice way of generating money, and it would be even better if he would get onto this planet, actually, because 7 million yield far more supplies and money. Okay, here he is just on the further exploration phase. What do I mean with exploration? He has like a border with the rebels, and he knows these planets are for him because that's his segment. So he's just basically colonizing them. Okay, so with that being said, let's jump to turn 21. And again, get rid of these annoying drawings. Dude, improve your drawings. But otherwise, yeah. Okay, so as you can see, same time, handed over the D7, and now he will start cloning the Falcons, actually. And did he said, yeah, there we go, clone Falcon, and this is such an awesome ship in the hands of a Klingon. I can't stress it enough, really. Total game changer. Yeah, again, just normal stuff going on here. We are just going to observe what is going to happen. Okay, and as you can see, just 516 clans. This is definitely not the home world, but this one is. So you need to fly over there, definitely. Okay, as I said before, and now let's have a look. So he pillaged like 300 amorphs, and he got out of that 300 mega credits, right? Because the supplies, the supplies, I think you can't beam on board because you don't have space, get automatically converted to mega credits. And yeah, since you have like 6 times, almost 6 times the amount of amorphs here, you get 6 times the amount of money. So 1,800 per pillage. And then, you know, it gets reduced because, but that's a very nice way of generating money, as I said. Okay, so I just am interested here in this area to see what's going to happen here. And yeah, so we are just directly going to jump to time machine turn 22. I just want to see the progress here, and he's using these circles to determine where all the homeworlds are. He definitely watched the video of Tailspin. There's a video of Tailspin where he shows you how you can determine where you find the enemy homeworlds. But again, I wish you could do this permanently and just whilst watching deactivate this stuff. And now he got some information here. This is interesting. He now sees what is this? Robots? What are the robots doing? So let's have a look at the robots scoreboard. First of all, robots on the bottom with only 18 planets. However, strongest fleet, right? Just 11 ships, but strongest fleet. But still, I mean, we are in turn 22. Unless this guy had a lot of fighting, either he lost many ships or he didn't build that many. I don't know, but either way, the amount of ships, or I mean, it's 16, 22, yeah, could be, but yeah. Empire of the Birds, where are you? There you are. Quite good, but not excellent. But probably the Empire of the Bird and the robots have an agreement. So time machine turn 23. And I'm just waiting. Again, let's get rid of this annoying stuff here. Sorry. Need to do that, but from now on only every 5 turns. Also, I saw the Firecloud, and I'm pretty sure he got the Firecloud now as well. Did he? No, he didn't. Okay, no transfer of the Firecloud yet. Let's quickly cycle through the ships again. What is happening here? Just cloning, and then, you know, with the Falcons, also good. You can start also colonizing these planets much easier. Just one jump, colonize, jump back, and then repeat, right? Take a planet like this one, which is in the vicinity of the hyperspace, and then do that. And yeah, this is just normal build up now. He's using these ships, as you can see, to connect here and then to faster expand in every direction. Okay, he also built himself a neutronic refinery ship. So let's just quickly browse through the ships. This is just an expansion phase, and this is what I'm waiting for. Here is a Firecloud, and he's going to trade a D7 for that. So he traded that already, and next turn, once he gets that, he's going to start to clone the Fireclouds. So we are here at this base, and we are in turn 23. So let's see if we are right. You know it's right because we have this sneak preview. And as you can see, let's go for that planet, and there we have it. Firecloud, boom. And now look, oh my god, this is so disgusting. The thing is, no torpedoes. Okay. Star Drive 1. So getting the first Firecloud to the front line is pretty hard because you can't fly it on its own, but you can tow it. On the other hand, cloning is very, very easy because Star Drive 1 and 6 lasers, no torpedoes. You basically just pay the hull twice because cloning costs twice as much money-wise, and then you just need the minerals, and that's it. Look at this. This costs less than a D7 and is far more valuable. The reason for that is he can now start building, if he has the minerals, more and more victorious. Okay. Also, I had a thought, seeing the amount everyone has built, it could be that this universe was kind of created with less minerals, and but this is an excuse for not building a second base early for a lizard, for example, right? Or a rebel. Everyone can do that because you have the minerals and the money on your home world. The people just didn't do it in this game. Okay, since we have the Firecloud now, turn 24, let's have a look. And as I predicted, you see, I told you where his homeworld is 4 turns ago because of the waypoints. Therefore, never set waypoints like this. Larry McCarthy, really, really bad. Please watch one of my videos. Never do this. I now immediately know where you're coming from. You're coming from this planet and heading to here, so you're probably in this area. Don't do this, please. Don't. And this was the reason I could locate the homeworld much easier, and he could have saved him a lot of time. And now I'm pretty eager to see if he's going to pillage or not. No, he's just going to stand still. So let's have a look. Also, time machine turn 25. I just want to know what he's going to do with this ship. He's just kind of waiting and gathering information, I guess. That's all he's doing here. Okay, good. And now we are, as promised, going to jump always in 5 turns. So we are going to jump to turn 30. There we go. And we have the probe here. This is a Birdman probe. That's why it's shown in red. Again, rid of layers. There we go. And the Birdman is now pressing on the cyborg. And the cyborg has also a biocide. Let me see, what else does the cyborg have? Just one biocide, really. Really. A second one. That's it? in turn 30. Again, I don't know. Maybe we need to watch also from the perspective, let's say from the cyborg. It would be interesting, I think, for the future, that we take one of these games where I said, okay, this was how Bilbo played, or this Cram here, and then we'll watch it from the perspective of their enemies and also try to understand if they made mistakes, and if yes, what kind of mistakes, and what they maybe could have done better. Okay, but what I'm interested in is this here. And as you can see, just continuing the cloning here. And this base has enough to sustain at least 4 more of these ships, as you can see. This is the limiting factors, mainly the molly. Okay, so we are in turn 30. Let's have a look at the scoreboard. And again, turn 30, 375 ships. It's nowadays a no-go, honestly. People are accruing a lot of priority points. Got it, especially the rebel. So Kane is doing that because he has like 14 bases and just building out of 2. So he's going for the ultra late game and also has probably one of the strongest fleets here. But yeah, this is interesting. Okay, starships. How many does he have? Let's have a look. 67. Because unlike others, no, I mean he's also producing only 2. I think this is a very, very, very slow game, I have to say. I mean, turn 35 again. What is happening? Let's get rid of the players again. There we go. And also he made now more or less peace with the rebels. Reason for that is because he's now mobile. The mindset behind it is the following. He can use his neighbors as buffers against any threats, right? The birdmen will attack, maybe here the colonies will attack, and he has a buffer. He himself can go wherever he wants. He just needs to get those Fireclouds up to the front. That's it. And he needs to tow them to somewhere, and then, you know, boom, he will then just channel his fleet in. Okay, so let's have a look how this evolves scoreboard wise. Again, just building up, and now we hit the ship limit at turn 35, and he has like 102 ships, but he doesn't have the strongest fleet, or does he? No, he doesn't. The robot has the strongest fleet. But if you have watched one of my other videos, I think from the Asperitators conflict, where I am playing the robots as well, I mean, my playstyle is bad, I admit that, but you run out of fuel with robots, and they're just what robots are. They are clumsy and they are not mobile. You need a lot of fuel to move your heavy ships. Almost every ship you have is heavy, and yeah, that's a real issue. And also your ships cost so many engines, is ridiculously high. I hope that in the future they will tweak that and get the robots a nice boost, but we'll see. Okay, so we have 55 planets, turn 35, and this is how it looks like. Okay, so let's see time machine turn 40. There we go. Just slowly expanding more into the middle area, but the rebel is doing the same. So this is not something he will like, but still abiding by the border they have drawn. So the rebel is keeping his word. So Kane 7, you're on my positive list, a guy who is always standing to his word. That's great. Here are some rushes. Here are more rushes. What else do you have? Okay. He's also giving ships history, but I think the ship history is generated automatically. I'm not sure. Probably another add-on I'm not using. Okay. So also remember this. These people, the good players, they always have add-ons. Always. Okay. I'm more now interested in this area here. So he's just operating with his small ships here. You see, there are no victorious, nothing like that, no ill winds, but he is now slowly but steadily getting his Firecloud to the front. This is laying some defensive minefields, just small ones. He has now heavy disruptors because he also saw the robots, right? And you see these are robotic minefields, so definitely bird and robots are playing together. He has a trigger with kill, which means regardless which kind of enemy cloaked ship appears, may it be Birdman or robot, because the Birdman might have given robots a cloaked mine layer, this ship will trigger. Okay, again, clans, and look at this. He's now going to jump on this planet, so we are going to watch now turn 40 just to see the beauty of it. He has a scout here with the D7, and now let's have a look. Time machine, turn 41, just to show you how strong this is. He has landed the Falcon. The Falcon is on Minesweep. Why? You could have done Pillage already, right? But he's planet immune. But what he did is he just dropped 30 clans and that's it. 30 times 15, planet is going to be taken over, right? And he also resupplied 90 of those clans to the D7. So, and now he can just perma drop it. And again, we're going to jump another turn here, turn 42. And as you can see, he will jump to this planet. I hope he has set pillage. Yes, this time we are going to see that. So turn 41. Let's do that. Turn 41. Just that you see that in action. Okay, he forgot to set hyperspace. Oh no, we were in turn 41. Sorry, my bad. Cram, I apologize. There we go. Turn 42. He jumped this planet and he pillaged it, but there were no clans on it, so he just dropped the clans, right? Yeah. Or were there clans? Let me check. Reports, enemy distress call, fascist empire. Yeah, there were clans actually. And he killed them off and then dropped the rest. And now he's just going to jump back. He's going to be intercepted by one of his ships. He's going to be refueled. And he's going to repeat that over and over and over again, right? In the meantime, where was it? There's a Firecloud here. Where was it? I think it was here. Yeah. So he's slowly but steadily moving onwards. Let's have a look at the scoreboard again. So 507 ships. And I think this is after the change with the priority points. You can now start building ships with priority points invested. And yeah, and I mean, look at the robot. He skyrocketed to 318,000. The reason for that is, and the same for Evil Empire and the same for the Rebels, they're now getting stronger and stronger. The reason is because the military score takes into considerations how many fighters you have. And the more fighters you have, the stronger, obviously, those ships, right? All right, so time machine, turn 45. So slowly but steadily, as you can see, like a sword, getting here into this area. Eager to see if he at some point is going to shift into this direction. So he's going to lose these planets. And the robots are now bolstering up and building more and more and more minefields. Still, he is not afraid to jump like on these planets. I wouldn't do that because the chances are high that on these border planets where you see now minefields, that there is an enemy ship. So let's see, turn 45. Let's go for turn 36. 46, sorry. And probably no. Okay, he landed and he's pillaging. So the robot didn't pay attention to it. But if the robot is now smart, he will now, you know, tow the ship. And also this planet will set friendly code hype and enforcer surrender, but he can also, you know, tow it, and if he has X-rays on one of them, he can capture it. So let's watch that next turn. Time machine 47, just individually now looking at certain ships, and then we're going to jump in 10 steps forward. And as you can see, it was probably captured. There's a VCR. Yeah, as I said, the Merlin has captured the ship. But no big deal, because in the hands of others, the Falcon isn't as good as in the hands of a Klingon. All right. And as you also can see, he's continuing his jumps here and there, just poking, and he still has this D7. I think that's the one which was here. And he's almost running out of fuel, so he's going to, okay, he hit a mine, and he, yeah, whatever, going into the orbit, let's see. But he is kind of not helping this guy. This is interesting. I mean, they traded, and he has also his strict borders, but he's not coming for help. This is interesting. Okay, time machine turn 50, because he could just give the cyborg some glory device ships and that's it, right? Okay, again, now maybe 10 steps forward. Let's have a look at the scoreboard. So it's roughly about 500, maybe 510, and just going on like that. And interesting, I mean, that's really interesting. He didn't have the highest military score, but this somehow has shifted. I don't know really why. I mean, he has lots of glory devices, lots of Falcons. And now look at this, Fireclouds, yeah. And he's just operating with 6 victorious. This is pretty interesting. So he's kind of playing the guerrilla tactics guy. He's like getting planets here and there, just slowly building up, but he's not kind of going into this area. Okay, so let's see how the map changes if we go to turn 60. I don't think he will go into this direction because this is too much. It is too heavy, too many minefields. Instead, he is now focusing on these areas here. He is picking himself easier prey, as so to speak. So let's have a look. Do we have VCRs? Reports? Yes. Distress call. Enemy distress call. Fascist empire plundering. And he's just continuing this, right? Why? You don't need to fight. So just killing off the stuff here and there. Okay, this is a morph. And yeah, here. So just slowly going into these planets. And look, these ships are all Falcons. These are just D7s, one victorious here and there. He built a forward base. Maybe he got into an agreement, I don't know. Yeah, but here we have some Gorbies flying around, and if a Gorbie is going to attack this direction, there isn't much he can do. On the other hand, he just needs to get the fuel off the planets, as you can see, right? And just permanently drop them. That's also very effective, because these ships need fuel. So let's see. Now I'm going to jump 5 turns ahead, turn 65, just to see how he kind of progresses. Again, just bolstering up, and here's the Empire, and he's just, you know, attacking ships with his ships here and there. He's plundering, reinforcing, and yeah, that's how he's doing it. Very, very strange. Yeah. I mean, I haven't seen anything like this, and I'm definitely not going to do a third Klingon video, but it's quite different, the playstyle. The playstyle is really, okay, now he got himself some Biocides. Okay, probably he traded them, or he got one handed over, and then with his priority points he started building those. Because he needs to have a late game transition, and so far I didn't see that, because with these puny 7 victorious, he isn't accomplishing much normally. And also, so I'm a bit puzzled on how this went, because the ships aren't that great, which he has now. I mean, now he has some Biocides, right? So let's have a look at those again. So let's click on the hull. And they are filled with, are they filled with anything? Yes, with 139 fighters. Where can I see those? I can't, right? Why don't I see the fighters on his ships? Oh, here, in parentheses, I'm blind. And as you can see, all of them have like 130, 150. He built those. Yeah. I mean, without the help of the cyborg, I don't think he would have gone that far. The trading with the rebels, I got it, but getting the Fireclouds. So got a lot of help, so I'm not going to now bother because the rest is now not straightforward. But I mean, I'm pretty sure here's a lot of fighting happening. But as you can see, here are the Fireclouds spreading everything everywhere. And also getting those star bases up late game. And then, you know, these two guys acted as a nice buffer for him. And he got ultra mobile with the Fireclouds. So this is it. I'm not going to further have a look at this game because this is how this went. And again, this is not a typical Klingon game. I mean, yeah, typically you get a kind of, you know, carrier or something, but having such a less amount of victorious? No, normally you have like also 30, 40 victorious at late game flying around with lots of ill winds, lots of D7s, and lots of glory device ships. That's how this is usually played. But again, maybe this universe created was with less minerals and the natives were not good. We need to check that. But in summary, this guy won because he got Falcons, but mainly because of the Fireclouds. And that's it. What I very, very much liked, honestly, Cram, 2 thumbs up, is how you managed to get yourself out of that shitty position with almost no natives. And the natives you found were really, really, all of them shitty, I have to admit, and you did a great job. Also, a key takeaway for all of you, the first MDSF just sent out, it will never come back, almost, right? It will take turns, it will scout so many planets for you, and that will help you to expand fast because you will find those valuable planets with the nice natives earlier, or you will encounter your neighbor and then maybe get up some negotiation. So that's very, very nicely done. The second thing I liked a lot was that you opened aggressively with the D7s, where you said, okay, I have a nice backyard, still I want to see who are my neighbors, and I can pressure that because the D7 early is a good ship. It's not the best. It has a miserable cargo. It has not the best torpedoes because 4-2 armament. The cargo space, as I said, is not good. 100. Fuel-wise, it's good. It has a low profile and it can cloak, but it's not like a Resolute or something. But that's a different class of ship. I mean, I get it, right? But still, he took like 3 D7s and has flown them out in this direction, one in this, and one in this, or in this direction, so that he was basically covered here and knew exactly who was his neighbor, and he kind of explored his planets in a very circular way. I love that. And then he built up thoroughly and steadily with the shit he was given, and he said, okay, if life gives me melons, I will make melon juice, right? And then he produced a lot of D7s, because as you remember, he only had LDSFs and D7s. That was it, basically. That's how he played it out. And in the end, it worked out. And what I also like is that you can win with that you don't have all the time only heavy hitters. No, you don't need that. He utilized the power he had with, you know, ground combat, cloaking, and so very well. But I wonder what would have happened if, for example, the rebel would have sent him 1 or 2 rushes right into his area from this planet to turns here and then boom, right? I don't think that he could have defended that very well. I mean, he had the ill winds, but this is normally how it goes. The enemy, if you have like carrier races as your neighbors, then you have to see. I mean, you need to fight them at some point, right? And then you throw glory devices at the ships, they explode, and then you follow up with your victorious. You have the double beams, then, you know, shields are down, and then you lose some ships, and then you resupply. But that's normally how it goes. But in this game, it was pretty easy. He said, peace, peace. and then he took his enemies. And then, for example, he went a little bit on the Birdman, but as you can see, very effective. Minefields popped up, and then he said, okay, that's too much for me. I'm not going to go there. And yeah, so let's also have a look at turn 100. I'm pretty sure, yeah, look at this. Okay, then again, they were like, okay, let's make peace. I mean, it does make sense. And then he focused again on the other players here, I think, which is the Empire. And yeah, that's how this game went. Again, not a typical game. I'm sorry, I now got 2 times a Klingon game. I deliberately looked for a solo win, but both solo wins were with Fireclouds. The solo win of Commander Koski was also with Fireclouds. You remember, right? Always Fireclouds. So let's see. We are now next going to have a look at a privateer. And I am not going to focus too much. Yeah, I will have a look on the best of the best, but it doesn't necessarily need to be a kind of a solo win anymore. Or I will watch the videos like the last turn and then check if the players had Fireclouds. Because the key takeaway you already have is, if you can get your hands on Firecloud, do it. Just do it, okay? Every game you have it. It's a game changer. It doesn't mean you have an auto win, because A, you need a proper amount, and B, you can still be outgunned and people can kill you and maybe you get unlucky or whatever. So it's not a guarantee for win, but it's a huge, huge bonus you will have and an advantage over the others. With that being said, thanks for watching. And see you next time, where we are going to have a look at a privateer game. Bye bye.